Our day began by taking the SeaBus across the harbor to North Vancouver, all part of this city's amazing public transportation network.
I think the ferry is very smooth. It wasn't like choppy or anything. It's very comfortable, very chill, and very quick.
And you made a friend on the way.
Yeah, there was a really cute girl who was trying to introduce me, her entire family. We have a big group of people getting off the same bus, going to Lynn Canyon Park, and now we're sort of leading the way. So John, you're very responsible for us not getting lost.
Nice little parade behind me. It's fascinating that a city's public transportation can take you from an urban area to the fringes of a rainforest with no fuss and low cost. In seemingly no time, we were transported from the hustle and bustle of Vancouver to the tranquil, lush greenscape of Lynn Canyon Park. The park is located in the ancestral land of the Tsleil-Waututh people, who called the area Kwahulcha. Established in 1912, Lynn Canyon Park was named after British engineer John Lynn, though his name was spelled differently than the moniker given to this park. Interesting.
I feel better have food now. The bear's gonna come to me. Will that be the case?
If there's a claim to fame at this park, it's obviously the suspension bridge, stretching 50 meters above Lynn Creek.
John seems a little bit scared.
Yeah, I have a thing with heights.
Don't worry, you got me. You just go slowly.
We are on the Lynn Canyon suspension bridge,
Yeah.
which is, a nice hop and skip above Lynn Canyon.
All kinds of evergreens and ferns and moss. Some of my favorite things. And I just feel very, very serene and peaceful and content.
So I have kind of a phobia of heights, so I'm feeling equal parts serene and peaceful and a little bit of terror. But
You're gonna be fine, John.
you don't venture into Pacific Northwest rainforest that often, do you?
I love moss so much. The vibrant varieties of greens deliver immediate calm, and the soft and fluffy textures remind me of a pom-pom. On top of that, they help to soak up rainfall, maintain moisture in the soil below, and keep conditions around them humid, enabling other plants around them to thrive. How can you not like them?
Being in the wilderness, and especially in such a green forest like this, is a wonderful way to both mentally and physically recharge, taking in that crisp, clean air and the relaxing calm that nature provides. As a kid growing up in a rural setting, I would often pass the time by going on hikes through the wild, letting my senses play with the sights, smells, and sounds of the natural environment. And being in a setting like this brought back that youthful, reckless abandon. It reinforces one's love for the natural world and reminds us of why it needs protection. In Gastown, we explored around different shops and businesses until stumbling upon one of Vancouver's most famous landmarks. Afterwards, we decided it was time for a pick-me-up and stumbled upon Revolver Coffee.
Revolver Coffee was my favorite coffee shop on this entire trip. I was able to select a specific roast by a Berlin-based roaster called The Barn. With notes of blueberry and bergamot, I still regret not bringing it back home. We decided to return to the same restaurant again for dinner. We ordered some sweet roasted duck, fragrant green tea sauteed shrimp, and braised pork cock. This may have been better than the night before.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is our last day, our last full day in Vancouver.
First of all, the weather today is much nicer than the last couple of days.
It finally has sunshine, so we want to take advantage of that to doing something outdoors. But when we went to Stanley Park, there's a race going on, so the Seawall Trail was already closed. So we're going to go back later in the afternoon to do a bike ride around the seawall. But now we're going to Granville Public Market to check out all these shops and stores and coffees.
Granville Island is a wonderful place to spend a day, with stores of all shapes and sizes, a hotel, community center, artist studios, a marina, a brewery, and many restaurants. Granville Island, though, is actually not an island, but a peninsula.
He said it was just a name!
What he meant is that Monster Island is actually a peninsula.
When I walk past this lavender store, it smells just so divine. Like, I feel like I have to walk in.
I'm just seeing their collection. Ham and cheese. Okay. Gluten-free chocolate brownie, yogurt, donuts. Ooh, they have a good collection too.
After our lunch, we took a bus north from Granville Island, where we would rent bikes to ride around the scenic Stanley Park. But immediately we stopped to see one of Vancouver's most famous attractions. A series of totem poles at Brockton Point. Though many of them are replicas, they remain beautiful symbols of the First Nations who inhabited this area long before the arrival of Europeans, with one being carved as early as 2009 by a member of the Squamish Nation, whose mother was born in Stanley Park. From there, we began an incredibly scenic bike ride around the Stanley Park Seawall, offering spectacular views of North Vancouver, the Lions Gate Bridge, and the Seawash Rock. Before long, our ride concluded, leading us back to sunny Vancouver, where we walked along the waterfront and enjoyed a relaxing final few hours in the city. Back in the suburb of Richmond, we grabbed a quick Chinese dinner and stopped at a tofu house for some delicious dessert before calling it a night. As we made our way back to the airport for our trip back to Los Angeles, we got a beautiful sunny send-off from Vancouver, reminding us of what an amazing city we were able to visit without breaking the bank. We loved our stay here and plan to return in the future. We wholeheartedly recommend you come experience Vancouver as well, as it really has something for everyone.